Saturday, the silence when heaven was quiet. Have you ever believed something so strongly only to feel like it all fell apart? That's where the disciples were when Jesus was dead. The one they followed, the one they trusted, gone. The cross had happened. The earth had shaken, the sky had gone dark, but now just silence. No miracles, no voice, no movement. They were not expecting a resurrection. They were grieving. They weren't saying he will rise. They were saying, we thought he was the one, the Messiah. And this is important because this is where many of us live. We're living in between the promise and fulfillment. And the reality is that they were not expecting a resurrection. These guys, they were grieving. They weren't planning anything. They were actually just hiding. Friday looked like defeat. Sunday would come. But Saturday looked like nothing. The fact is that if we want to explore this silence actually matters, because if there had been no gap, there would always be another explanation. People could have said he didn't really die. He fainted, he was taken from the cross, but that's not what happened. Jesus didn't just appear dead. He was confirmed dead by trained Roman executioners, men who knew death, men whose lives depended on getting it right. And this body was taken down lifeless, because in any investigation, a body is evidence, and his lifeless body was the proof of his death. And then something unusual happened. The tomb was secured, sealed, guarded, not by ordinary men, but by trained Roman soldiers. Why? Because even his enemies knew this body mattered. He had claimed he would rise again. They said, let's make sure we have the body of evidence. The evidence was inside the tomb. And think about this. If the disciples wanted to steal the body, when would they plan it? They were afraid to the point of denying him. They scattered. One even ran away naked in the garden. And time was short. This wasn't slow, calculated mission. This would have been mission impossible. Untrained, fearful people facing Roman guards who were armed and trained. So the idea that the overpowered trained soldiers broke a Roman seal and stole the body doesn't hold. And yet, despite all of this, there was silence. The body was in the tomb, but something was about to change, because what was buried, the evidence, would not remain buried. And then the silence breaks. And what do we have? Testimony. Not rumors, witnesses, people who said, we saw him, we heard him, we touched him. So now we have two things: a confirmed death and claimed appearances after death. And that changes everything. Maybe you are in a Saturday moment where things don't make sense. But hear this: silence is not absence. God is still working, even when you can't see it. Because Saturday was never the end. It was actually the space between death and resurrection. Saturday was silent, but Sunday was coming. And what looked like the end was about to become the greatest turning point in history.